So hello and welcome to this short video. In this video basically I'm going to cover how we can create a new project in Unreal Engine 4 using one of the templates provided by the engine, and I'll also be getting you to import an asset into your project so we can use it later on in the classroom to create a simple mechanic. So the first things we're going to need to do is we're going to have to open up the Epic Games Launcher. Now type that in right here on the Windows side, Epic Games Launcher, and you'll be taken to this screen. Now if you don't already have the Epic Games Launcher, you want to go over to this website, unrealengine.com, and create an account and just click download. From here, you'll be able to proceed to download, and you'll be able to download the engine. But if you already have it, then you'll be taken to this screen. Now we're going to be using Unreal Engine, so we're going to click Unreal Engine, and you'll see this. Head over to Library, click on the plus sign. If you don't already have an engine version installed, that is, click on the plus sign, and we're going to install from here on the drop down list. We're going to install version 4.20.3. Now if you already have that, you then launch it up, but if not, then just do that, click on the plus sign, install it, and then once it's installed you can go ahead and launch it. So let's launch it up. Shouldn't take too long to load. There we go. Now from here you'll be able to see all the projects that you've created, if you have any. If not, then this will just be blank, that's no problem. And you'll be able to create a new project. Now as you can see right here, there are lots of new projects, templates that you can use. But for this one we're going to be using the third person template. So make sure that's highlighted here in yellow. And head down here and we're going to call it pickup underscore tutorial. Now it's very important that you get your naming structures right and you get your naming structures correct, because you don't want to be losing things, you don't want to be misplacing things, and it just makes it a lot easier to find. Now make sure everything here, it should already be set by default, but make sure it's desktop/console, maximum quality, and with starter content. And then once you've got the naming the file name correctly and in the correct folder, whatever folder you want it to be in, preferably on your hard drive so we can use it in class, then click on create project. Now I already have this set up already, so it'll load up quicker. But first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the the browser, the content browser. Now from here, you never want to touch any of this while you're actually while you've actually got the project loaded up. You can mess around with it now and move things around now because the project's not loaded up. However, never touch this, never move anything, never rename anything, never do anything in this actual content folder or any of these folders while the project is open. This will mess things up, it'll end up corrupting things, and things will go wrong. So make sure you don't ever touch this while a project's loaded up. But when that's out of the way, we can load up the project. Double click on the project, load it up. Shouldn't take too long, depending on how fast your computer is. Should take maybe 1-2 minutes to load up. However, I've already loaded up earlier, so it's right here and ready to go. Right, so first things first, what we want to do is we want to create a folder ready for our assets to be imported into. So to do that, as you can see, I've already made one here, but to do that you can right click, new folder, and just call it pickup underscore assets. Now I already have that folder, so it's not going to let me do that, but that's how we do it. We right click, new folder, and rename it to pickup underscore assets. Now from here, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to double click on that folder, and you'll see this. You won't see anything in the folder, so let's delete all of that for now. Delete, force delete. There we go. Right, so in the Google Drive, which is right here, no it's not. So in the Google Drive, you can see that we have in the caddy, in the PGCHE games, FMP, Unreal Tutorials, Tutorial 1, and the coinmesh.fbx. Right click on that, press download, and you'll download it. Make sure you make a note of what folder it is in, because we're going to need that right now. So once you've downloaded it, click on import, coinmesh.fbx, open, and just change the scale. It should be set to 1 normally here, uniform scale 1. Change that to 0.25 because it is a little bit too big, and this lowers it down to make it a reasonable size. So once that's done, press import, and you should see coin mesh and the texture. Now from here, you can click on it, drag it into your scene, press the W key, which already should be highlighted on it, to load it, to move it up and down, and left to right, back to side to side, back, forward, etc., etc. Now, to actually create the blueprint that we need to do, what we're going to do is we're going to click on blueprint/add script right here. That will allow us to create a blueprint. Now, select the folder that we created earlier. Double click on here and call this pickup underscore BP. So pickup underscore blueprint. And from there, create blueprint. Now this will load up this, essentially, this blueprint. Once you've created it, in the event graph, this is what I'll be using in class to actually create the mechanic that we're going to be doing, which is going to be a simple pickup mechanic, which allows the player to jump over it or run over it, and it will pick up the coin, delete it from the world, and add to a counter down here or anywhere else that you want to put it on the screen to indicate that you've actually picked up the coin and that the game has registered that. Now from there we can go on to create a shop that you can spend the coins in, or we can go on to create prizes or bonuses for collecting all the coins in a certain level, all from that one mechanic. But firstly, we're going to create the mechanic and get it working and get some visual representation on the screen so that the player knows that he's actually picked the coin up and it's registered in the game. Now from here, hit save, go on here and hit save as well, and that should save everything and make sure everything's securely backed up and ready to go for the in-class session. There we go. Right. So now now that's all set up and ready, we can close Unreal Engine. However, I do encourage you to have a play around in the engine, have a look around, get yourself familiar with some of the features of the engine, such as the rotation, the moving around, the scaling tools. They can all be found here. You've got all the key bindings and what they do. So you can click on these and it'll say it. Or you can click on the key bindings and it will tell you. So obviously W, E, and R are the respective modes that you can go on to. You can also go in here, you can create lights, point lights, spotlights, skylights, everything to light up your scenes. And there's plenty of other things you can do while you're in the engine. So I encourage everyone to play around with it, get used to it, get familiar with it, and just go ahead and start creating things with it. But for now, we can save the content and we can close Unreal Engine. If it comes up with save again, just hit save, make sure everything's backed up and ready. So next thing I want to talk about is right here. We're going to go into the actual Unreal Engine and we're going to go on to the Learn section. Now from here, once again, you can look at the documentation, you can look at some video tutorials, the community, wikis, everything like that to get yourself familiar with the engine and get yourself a good understanding of what you need to be doing and some basic knowledge about how the engine works. Also, you can click on Marketplace right here, and every month the Epic Games, which is the people who make Unreal Engine, they give away free assets. So this month there's 5 free sets of assets here. I mean, some of them are worth quite a lot of money, so great to get them while they're free. You can also click on here and look at the other free content, so the permanently free collection, free for the month, or the Epic Games content, which is all free. And a lot of that stuff is actual projects or characters or actual games that you can go in and have a look at and see how they're created, see how they're made, and see what, see the blueprint, see the coding behind them, see the level design behind them, just to give you some general ideas of what you can be doing. Other than that, then that's everything pretty much. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at, once again on the Google Drive, you should see a link here to a quiz. If you click on the quiz, and load it up. It's just 4 easy, simple questions, basically covering what I've gone through today on the video to make sure everyone's got the right understanding of it, and make sure that you all know what you're doing. So that's just right here. Other than that, I'm always available for any help if you want it in class, or if you want any one-to-one tutorials or anything like that. Just send me an email through and I can help, no problem whatsoever. But other than that, should all be set up and ready for the class next week. So thanks for listening. If you have any problems or questions, feel free to message me, like I said. If not, then I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.